Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, it's that time again for the old humble Wednesday night whiskey happy hour. Get your cocktails together because the countdown is just about to start.
A little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Get yours today indeed, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages. I am your host, your spirit guide, the man with the whiskey plan, the old humble guy himself, and this is our Whiskey Wednesday night happy hour. I am happy to have you here joining me. I am always happy to have you here joining me, but I need to turn on my light because it's not a happy hour without the light. There it is. That's nice. What color shall we do? We'll let it cycle. That's a good cycle. No, you know what? I want to go with blue. Can we just do blue? I don't like that blue. How about that blue? That blue? No, that blue? No, that blue? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's a nice color. Hey, do y'all want one of those? I think we'll do a giveaway of one of those in August. We'll do a 2-month build up. We'll collect names. We'll collect people's names. We'll put them on the wheel of doom and glory, and then we'll spin that wheel. We'll do it like we've done in the past. We'll do a sign giveaway. I'll figure out how to put one of those things in a box and ship it across the country to whomever gets it. William Hall. William Hall. I'll wait for your name to appear in chat. We're going to do our opening shot today. I am having a nice little cocktail called Shot of Whiskey for our opening shot. Yeah, and we're using our Boomtown Blackout Bourbon. Delicious, nutritious, makes you better dancer for our opening shot. Cheers to all y'all. Today's topic is going to be Rene DeCartes. Descartes, because we're Americans, he's French. We don't pluralize it. It's just Rene Descartes. He was a badass son of a bitch. If you don't know about Rene, you're going to find out about Rene. But before we do that, housekeeping, normal housekeeping shit. Cheers to everybody out there. So we're going to see some changes. We've already seen some changes hitting the channel. I'm doing less live from the distillery because I am out and about walking the world, seeing to the affairs of men. So you're seeing less from the distillery. Also because it's summertime, it's hot as a mother at the distillery. But I am going to go live, I believe, let's see here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll probably go live. I've got a build project I'm working on. Might be Friday morning. I've got a build project that I'm working on. I'm going to build a display case for a case of whiskey. This display case will show, it'll show off 12 bottles of our whiskey. Three bottles of each one of our labels, or 6 bottles of 2 labels, or all 12 bottles of one specific label. Be right there. Dungeons and Drams is in the house. Cheers. Cheers, guys. I need to fix this because that is hard to see. Let's get this up to that where I usually keep it. Yeah. So yeah, we do a Wheel of Doom and Glory when we do giveaways. It is a spinning wheel of doom and glory. One person will get glory. Everybody else gets doom. And that's how we pick our winners. We did this during our trivia competitions last year. Maybe I'll bring back the trivia competitions. I don't know. We need more people to do trivia competitions. I'll bring back, but we will be bringing back the do, and we can give away a bar light. I'm going to build about 10 of these things in the next couple of weeks. Got a lot going on the stream. I do tend to have a lot of things going on. I mean, okay, so here's the page, the channel, my YouTube channel is a glimpse into what we do behind the scenes at the distillery. Our Wednesday nights are reserved for happy hours. We started this during the pandemic in order to have an opportunity for people just to, do the stuff you used to do at a bar, sit around, have a conversation, chit chat. I can get guests on the show. I need to get a better computer to come back to having guests on the show. But we can have guests on the show. We can do panels. We can do forums. We have a topic. We have a discussion topic. And then at the end of the show, after about 30 minutes of discussing it, 15 to 30 minutes of discussing the topic, we kick it over to Old Humble After Night, and I talk about everything that's going on in chat, current events, anything that comes up. We go wherever chat takes us. And that's kind of the pattern that we've fallen into for the show, and I kind of enjoy it. It's a good show. These are our Wednesday nights. These are sacred times for us. Thursday nights, Friday night. I want to start mixing in a live forum topic show with guests and have kind of an open forum for guests, but it's got to be the right guests that can actually talk and use their brain and have an open discussion type of thing, and not just people who repeat things that they hear on cable news. So those are tricky. Those are tricky to have because it's. I mean, we entertain nonsense here. We are a channel dedicated to whiskey fueled nonsense, but we're not a channel dedicated to just plain nonsense. I mean, I don't want people coming on my channel and talking astrology or just outright repeating nonsensical lies. Like, one thing that'll absolutely 100% get you uninvited to our channel is the lost cause theory of the Civil War. Let's go crazy with that, right? You come on, start chatting about the lost cause theory of the Civil War, you're not going to come back because that's just fucking nonsense. But that's that. So I want to be able to do stuff like that, but we'll talk about that another day. We're not there for that tonight. And then the other stuff that we're going to see more of is more of the 3 to 5 minute videos that we can mix in, like the absolute those the whiskey talks, and then the chats from the car. Both of those will be mixed in more frequently, 1 or 2 of those a week. We're working towards having more shorter form posted videos. I'm working towards more shorter form posted videos so that we can have more approachable content, not just 2, 3, 4 hour live streams. So you're going to notice a bunch of differences coming to the channel, a bunch of changes coming to the channel, a bunch of differences coming to the channel as we make that next push towards monetization and super chats and all that other fun stuff. So keep your eyes peeled, keep your eyes open, enjoy the new content that's coming out. We're going to be pumping out 2 or 3 videos a week. Our next video from the Whiskey Chat series is going to be about the central and the hill country and southern plains of Texas, the 2 aging zones over there east of or west of the prairies and lakes, or North Texas zone, and then the third or the fourth, the last installment of that will be the Gulf Coast, where we are, to be able to talk about the whiskey zones of Texas. That'll close out that series. I've got 2 more car talk videos that I have sketched out that I haven't recorded yet, but those get recorded at a very specific time. I'm leaving the distillery or I'm on a road trip. When I'm on a road trip, I'm on a Texas highway and I'm going between cities and I have open road in front of me and nobody around me, and it's safe for me to record. When I'm leaving the distillery, I'm recording in the woods. So again, nobody's around me and it's safe for me to record. So those are peculiar show episodes, like little mini rants that I gotta pump out, like the potato salad show episode, whatever mini rant that I dropped. So there you go. But tonight's topic. I had a featured cocktail for tonight. Featured cocktail tonight was Passions d'Ami, if I recall. Let me look it up real quick. Passions. The recipe calls for. So we're talking about Rene Descartes. Rene Descartes. Sorry. The featured cocktail is Le Passion de l'Ami, a French cocktail that features prominently crushed juleps, crushed, not juleps, juniper berries, cognac, gin, and about 3 other ingredients. So what we're having instead is whiskey on the rocks because that is a bunch of shit that I don't want to put into a drink. That is a bunch of work, and I don't want to do all the work. I don't really want to do the work today. So we're having a double shot of whiskey. Cheers to you, my good companions, for the evening. I hope you enjoy what it is that I'm bringing. Hopefully, you'll drop a like. Hopefully, if you haven't already subscribed, you will do so. And let's get on with it. Rene Descartes, who was a drunken fart. I drink, therefore I am, was his motto. No, that's not true. He was born in 15, and now, bear with me because I'm doing all this from memory, and I might forget some things, and I might get some things a little bit garbled up. Feel free to fact check me in chat. I am going to highlight the last chat that I read. Dungeons and Drams. Ooh, Corey Lee's in the house. Welcome, Corey Lee Slater. Humble and chat. Love the hand. Okay, there it is. We're going to pause it right there. I'm pausing my chat right there so I can come back to it in the next screen. Okay, Rene Descartes. He died at age 52. He lived from 1598 to 1650. He died of pneumonia in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, when he was being the tutor for the princess of the Kingdom of Sweden. So this guy was a badass, like I said. He was a heavy hitter. He knew all the right people. He was familiar with Huygens, and he was. I don't think he was. Yeah, he was the next generation behind Galileo. Dude was a straight up bona fide badass, and he lived in the age of the Enlightenment. He ushered it. He was in the leading edge, the front end, ushering in the age of reason and the age of enlightenment. He was a philosopher, and he lived in a time when philosophy, science, and mathematics were all pretty much the same discipline. The rigorous form of scientific of the scientific method of scientific inquiry had not quite been codified yet, and he was kind of on the front end of separating out science from philosophy, and really did the work, the logical work, the reasonable work, the philosophical work to create analytical geometry and really put applied mathematics onto the calculus that Newton was over there creating in the early 1600s as well. So, like I said, this dude, a lot of the shit that we just take for granted, this dude didn't have at his disposal, and he was helping to create this stuff. He was he wanted to be an army officer. He was a Roman Catholic. But he did most of his work in the Netherlands, in a little town called Breda, as you might be surprised to find out. The little town where most of my ancestors came from before they got kicked out of the Netherlands and sent to France. So there you go. A little Cartesian intersection there with yours truly. We're not related, though. Not even close. But here, his crowning achievement in his life, when he's in the Netherlands and he's studying explosives and military formations and working towards becoming an officer in the military. There's this battle that he's really close with, really proximity close to. He goes up to his room, goes into the tower to try and avoid this, and he has a very, very lucid dream. Later on, it is presumed that he had a case of, and I shit you not, this is the clinical definition, the clinical term, exploding head syndrome. And this is when you have a very lucid dream that feels literally like synapses and ideas are exploding within your cranial dome. This was the point which he looks back to and identifies as his point of inspiration, the time that was his point of inspiration for his desire to find a unifying theory of a unifying philosophical theory of everything. Um, his what Euclid would call Principia. This was his uh, treatise on reason. This was the birth of that, and it was several years after this that he would finally put to paper the treatise that eventually became the centerpiece of that was Cogniti Ergo Sum, which is what we know today as I think, therefore I am. Yes, Rene Descartes was the dude who penned on paper I think, therefore I am, and did it in 2 different languages, Latin and French. And the reason, and I put in the description of the video, this is what we know today. This is what we can look back to today to argue against the notion that we're in a simulation. Because what Descartes was saying, and this was also, by the way, in the early 1600s, this was the point where the church was really cracking down on these philosophers, because these philosophers were talking about natural morality and natural laws and natural reason, and really saying that we can understand the way the world works and the way the universe works. Natural philosophy. We can understand the way the universe works, the way the world works, the way everything around us interacts and functions without having to retreat to the Bible, without having to retreat to scriptures, without having to take our cues from the church. And as you can guess, the Pope was not a big fan of this. This is why Galileo was put under house arrest. This is why the teachings of Galileo, the teachings of Huygens, the teachings of uh, uh, all these astronomer dudes were banned by the church. This is why the Inquisition was going after philosophers. This is why this big crackdown from the church on the intellectual class of folks throughout Europe was happening. And this is, again, one of the many reasons why Descartes felt the need to put into his treatise, I think, therefore I am, this conceptualization that you can doubt your senses. Like everything comes to me. Everything from the world comes to me through my senses. I can see, I can hear, I can touch, I can taste, I can smell. Everything comes to me through my senses. And I can doubt my senses. Me, myself, personally, human, I can doubt my senses because I am the one filtering through my senses. I can touch, but I can doubt. I can question what it is that I'm touching. I can smell. I can question what it is that I smell. I can see and question what it is that I see. If I see something and you see something and we agree on what it is, are we speaking the same language? Are we describing the same thing? Do we really see? Do we really understand based on our perceptions that we're actually seeing the same thing? Can I trust your perception over my perception? Can I trust your hearing? Can I trust your sight? Can I trust your sense of feel to be able to describe to me what it is that you're experiencing, so that I can understand what it is that you're experiencing? And as he walks through his treatise, he says, well, by a logical progression, I can reject all of the things that I cannot be certain of, because I cannot be certain of my senses. I can't be certain of anything. I can't be certain of your senses. I can't be certain of my senses. I can't be certain of the world around me, because everything is filtered through a perception of my own mind. Right? But then he comes down to the basic singular idea, the basic singular notion that because of all of this around me that I can reject, there's one thing that I cannot reject. And that one thing that I cannot reject is the thing that I can acknowledge, that I am interacting with these perceptions, that I am interacting with these sensations, that I am interacting with the environment around me. I can't reject that, because that is truly the one thing that I can rely upon. And this was the connection that he made back to the Almighty, back to God, that was the one gift that we've been given, that we know that we exist. And this was also one of the reasons why he was accused of being a deist by the Catholic Church and by the Inquisition. But that's several years down the road yet. But he said that this sensation, this initial act of existence, was granted to us by our Creator. We know that we exist because we interact through our perception with the world around us. I think, therefore I am. I know that there's a world around me. I know that existence is real. I know that I interact with the world and the universe and everything around me because I do. And that's the one kernel of existence that you can't reject. You can't, at its baseline function, reject the fact that you are, that you think, that you do, in fact, interact with your surroundings. Therefore, when you can doubt everything else around you, the one thing you can't doubt is that you exist. I think, therefore, I am. And it is it's a remarkable a remarkable philosophical statement because it's this liberating notion. It's this great liberating notion to be able to confirm one thing. If you can confirm one thing that can't possibly be rejected, then on that one kernel of existence, you can build everything else back up. And it can all go back, it can all filter back through reasoning, logic, understanding, and development of further logical chains and further logical ladders to go up and up and up and up and up beyond that. Because we can perceive the existence of not universes, galaxies outside of our own galaxy. We can doubt that existence. We can question whether or not that's what it is, but we can't question the fact that we observed it. We can question the perception of what it is that we observe. And that's another really important point. We can't question whether or not it happened, but we can definitely question whether or not what we are perceiving is what it is that's actually there. And that was the foundation upon which logical reasoning and a lot of the scientific method is based. It's not just plain observation. You can observe something and question whether or not that observation is true, but then you pile onto that observation empirical evidence, experimentation, and being able to replicate the results of those experiments. And now it's not just your perception that you're relying on, but now you're relying on empirical data, actual data that can be replicated, recreated, and shared with others, transmitted, replicated, and transmitted to other people so that they can then record, replicate, and transmit. It's earth shattering. It doesn't seem like it's earth shattering. It doesn't seem like a big deal. I mean, obviously, I think, therefore I am. We know this. This is a truism that we've known since probably before middle school. You probably heard it when you were a wee little kid. You understood it. You were probably introduced to it for the first time in a academic sense in middle, maybe early high school. I don't know when kids take their first philosophy class. Probably early high school, freshman, sophomore year. But it's a fundamental basis of logic upon which all other uh, observational and logical philosophical uh, 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 philosophical whatchamacallits are based on philosophical disciplines. That's the word I'm looking for. And that's why it's the foundation of rationalism. That's why it's the foundation for all the other stuff. And this is his crowning achievement. This is his greatest. This is what brought him to fame. This is what put him on the marquees of all the famous philosopher lists, whatever. But he also worked with explosives, barometric readings. He worked with mathematics. He literally created, the XY coordinate system known as Cartesian coordinates. That's why they're called Cartesian coordinates, because he was Descartes. But I mean, this dude was a straight up total badass. Straight up total badass, and he dies in Sweden from pneumonia. Turns out the Swedish princess that he was sent to tutor didn't like him very much. He didn't like her very much. She was a big fan of languages. He was a big fan of science and math. She didn't really like science and math, and he didn't really like the languages. So they didn't get along, and then he died of pneumonia. So that, life cut short. 52 years old. I guess back in the 1600s, 52 wasn't exactly young, but he could have lived many, many, many more years. He was hoping to go back to the Netherlands, but got sick, bled, was bled by the doctors of the time and died from pneumonia and loss of blood. So there you go. Rene Descartes, international badass, devout Catholic, was accused of deism, atheism, Protestantism, even. Considered himself to be a devout Catholic. His books and writings were banned by the church after his death in the 1670s. He was one step ahead of the Inquisition for most of his life, living part of the time in France and then moving to the Netherlands to avoid moving to the Netherlands to avoid the Inquisition, and eventually going to Sweden, where he finally died and succumbed to pneumonia. But yeah, he was an absolute 100% badass. Had his fingers in all kinds of cool scientific and philosophical shit. Lived in a world where philosophy, science, and mathematics were all kind of considered the same discipline. They weren't really separated out, but he was really on the front end of natural philosophy being kind of codified into what we now consider to be sciences and the scientific disciplines, philosophy, which was really just a rigorous logical thought experiment type of world, still what philosophy is today. And then mathematics, which he really, really, truly thought was a language in which both philosophy and sciences could be described. Was in the court of the Pope, the court of the French king, the court of the I think the Dutch at that point. The king was a Spanish king, but then was in the court of the Swedish queen. Dude was a badass. Dude was a straight up badass. You have not done in your life what Descartes did in his short life. Guarantee it. Anyway, but with that said, I mean, as you can see, I'm a big fan of philosopher kings from, or even just plain old philosophers from the 1600s. I like those guys. He was known as a he was known as a Renaissance man because he was familiar with and capable of doing many, many, many things. One of the type of guys that I kind of admire and aspire to be. So all that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's open it up to chat. This is where I left off chat. To recap, did I mention the new subs that we've got? We're above 2,100 now. Last couple of shows ago, we were at 2,080. We're up above 2,100 now. I'm very, very happy about the steady organic growth of our channel. I'm very quite pleased. All right, onward and upward. Let's talk chat. Last I saw was Corey Lee Slater coming to the house, talking with the D&D handle. There we go. Dungeons and Drams. Shorts and short videos are the current trend. The best way to grow. Okay, so yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Shorts are a great way to get seen, to get views, and to get subscribers. However, having watched this for like a year, your shorts audience doesn't always cross over from the shorts feed to the main feed. In fact, I know there's a bunch of creators that I watch in the shorts, but I have very little interest in watching their long form videos, their longer form videos. I don't mind getting them in 15-second doses, but I do not have the patience to sit and watch a 5-minute, 15, 20-minute video of the stuff that they're doing. Because it's like watching highlights of a movie, like a movie trailer. You get a 15 seconds, and that's good. Like there are 4 or 5-minute videos. There's 1.5 to 2 minutes that are worth watching. The rest of it's like, not always worth watching. So there's a bunch of creators that there's a bunch that I watch their long form that I'm not really interested in the short form. There's others I watch in the short form that I'm not really interested in the long form. And there's a few like the comedians that'll drop their 30-second clips. I like those. I love watching the comedians. It's just one joke, done. It's great. I don't want to watch their whole special on YouTube. I'll watch their whole special on Netflix, maybe, but I don't want to watch their whole special on YouTube. I'll give you 15 minutes on YouTube. Mostly because I don't want to watch all the fucking commercials on a 15-minute video. But anyway, so there you go. Found my player's manual last month. I'm itching to play some Dungeons and Dragons too, Corey Lee. I'm gonna start calling you CL. I'm itching to play some Dungeons and Dragons too. I wouldn't mind doing a campaign, setting up a campaign. Thinking about it. But I am not. I haven't done a Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't done a campaign since I was 15. It's been a full on lifetime for some people since I've done a campaign. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I'm cut out for that shit anymore. It'll take me a while to get into it if I did it. But anyway, come on, what are you doing here? Stop. Yeah, and they did. They lowered the. Okay, so what they did when they lowered the barrier for monetization, they didn't lower the barrier for ad revenue. They lowered the barrier for being able to sell your products on your channel, which is great for me, and for super chats and tips, whatever other stuff you can get, to be paid by your audience. They've lowered the bar for that. But the bar for actual ad revenue is still up at the 4,000 and 1,000 range. I'm within striking distance of 3,000 hours at this point. I'm thinking the end of August, maybe September, I should hit that 3,000 hour mark. But and I have some ideas on what I could do for my first like super chat a-thon drive. I mean, I get questions about doing the Bluebeard thing again. I might do a Bluebeard episode and tell people, if we raise $500 on Super Chat, then I will dye my beard blue. That's a possibility. Hang on, you didn't see that. Did that work? Yeah, there we go. It's a possibility. Okay, it's bright. That light is bright, and it's right in my eyes. Okay, so that's a possibility. Maybe we raise $500 in Super Chats. I'll dye my hair blue. We do 1,000. I'll go whole head. I'll be Blue Man Group blue. And just so y'all know, just as a reminder, when I did the blue episode, it was the rum and coke. It was the rum and coke featured cocktail back in I want to say September of last year. I hated every second of having that blue dye in my beard. I hated absolutely every second of it. The thought of that blue shit on my skin, the thought of the possibility of it permanently staining my skin, or at least, giving me a long-term stain. It was. I look back and I watched that video the other day. I look back and I watch it, and I could see how uncomfortable I was. Every time I touched my, and I could just sense that it was on my God. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. But hey, we raised $500. Yeah, I'll dye my beard blue. Maybe. Yes, Dungeons and Dragons plays every week on Mondays, and I get notifications from those. I just don't get a chance to pop in every Monday. The commercials that bother me the most are the 15-second commercials you can't skip. Those drive me crazy. Absolutely crazy. Is he driving it? Is he still talking? Well, fuck you, Corey. Husbandry. I complain, therefore I am a sissy. What? Speaking of libation, liberation. Yes. Close enough. Bacon's a good guy sometimes. Polymath. That's the other Renaissance man. Polymath. That's another great word. Nobody uses the word polymath anymore, and that's unfortunate because that's a term. Da Vinci all these Renaissance men, they were polymaths. They did the science, they did the philosophy, they did mathematics, they did literature. They were well versed in a variety of subjects. Polymaths are good. They're good things to be. Today we just call you a nerd. But you know, I yeah, I'm trying to expand my own horizons. Woodworking, electronics. I'm branching into lighting and electricity, uh, all kinds of fantastic stuff. Sunflowers in the house. Cheers, son. Um, oh, yawning. Also, speaking of yawning, um, busy day yesterday. I was in Beaumont for most of the day. Today is the 14th, right? Yeah, busy day yesterday. I was in Beaumont for most of the day, where I was hitting up uh, some, what do you call them? Liquor stores. And we will be cracking into the Beaumont part of the market very soon. So if y'all are Beaumont folks, this is your opportunity, or very close to your opportunity to be able to get our whiskey in a local store in Beaumont. In fact, Saturday I will be doing a tasting in Beaumont, Texas, just about 90 minutes from my house towards Louisiana, and about 45 minutes from the border of Louisiana itself. So there you go. About an hour east of Houston, and about 45 minutes west of Louisiana. So if you're in that area, hit us up. Come see us. We'd be doing tasting. Them Swedes are funny. Needs gaming. You told me about that channel before. Yeah, the D&D channel. They're good folks. Thank you, Corey Lee. I appreciate that for the congrats on the subs. Mr. Great Shot's in the house. Cheers, Mr. Great Shot. Welcome to the party. You don't wear shorts. Great Shot. It's a giggle fest. Over 20 years since I went delving, presume, into D&D. Tried to tell someone that, but I thought it was a fool about. Tried to tell someone that, but she thought it was fool. Oh. Cheers, Corey. Mr. Great Shot's in the house. We start calling Blue. No. Bluebeard, maybe. Although Bluebeard, funny story about Bluebeard. Oh, speaking of funny stories, I was going to do this as a topic of the show. Okay, we're going to, story time. First off, the story needs a predicate. Preface? Preface. So in the 1950s, there was a lot of racist shit going on in America, right? Especially down in Mississippi. This young man from Chicago goes down to visit his extended family in Mississippi. And while he's in Mississippi, he sees something in a store and he whistles, like something to that effect, about the thing that he sees in the store. This girl in the store accuses him of whistling at her. Her name, Carolyn Bryant. Carolyn Bryant accuses this young man of whistling at her. He goes on with his day, goes on with his life, goes home to his family. A posse of young gents and gentlemen of varying age show up at this young man's family's house to have him dragged outside, beaten damn near to death, shot a few times, cotton gin fan put around his neck, tossed off a bridge where he ends up in the river. They fish him out of the river. He's dead. He's bloated. His mother insists on the casket being an open casket so that they can see what they did to her sweet boy Emmett Till. Carolyn Bryant. And I say this story because it matters. Because last time I was doing a tasting down here on the southwest side of town, a young woman approaches us, the tasters in the store. She says, I don't need anything to drink, but I do want y'all to know that I'm running for office and for Congress, Texas 7th Congressional District. My name, and she starts passing out cards, is Carolyn Bryant. Now, it would be irrelevant that she was a black woman if not for the fact that when you Google Carolyn Bryant, you do not get Carolyn Bryant for Congress coming up in one of the first searches. Oh no. You get Carolyn Bryant Donham, who died in April and hopefully is burning in hell today for eternity. Is like the first 10,000 search results. Carolyn Bryant, Carolyn Bryant, Carolyn Bryant, Carolyn Bryant, Carolyn Bryant for pages. But Carolyn Bryant is running for office in the 7th Congressional District in the state of Texas. Carolyn Bryant, who is running in the Republican primary for the U.S. House, Congressional District 7 in the state of Texas. Carolyn Bryant, who is looking for a liquor sponsor for her fundraising event. Carolyn Bryant, whose website is not paid for, who does not own her own domain yet. Carolyn Bryant, whose email address doesn't work when you try to email her, even though she emailed me first. Carolyn Bryant, who repeatedly, no fewer than 5 times, said that this fundraiser was going to be full of a bunch of Russian guys. Why would a woman running for the 7th district in the state of Texas have a bunch of Russian dudes at her fundraiser? Why would you be running under the same name as Carolyn Bryant? Why not Carrie or Lynn? Only in the state of Texas. Only in the state of Texas would you have a black woman with the same name as a virulent racist from Mississippi who had a guy lynched openly admit that a bunch of Russians are going to be at her fundraising event. Oh, good God. Anyway, Carolyn Bryant for Congress, everybody. Carolyn Bryant. Yay. I want to do this event just so that I can ask a lot of questions and maybe get a few of them answered. Because I have questions. I have several of them. And also, I wouldn't mind meeting a Russian or two that's looking to launder money for my distillery. Anyway, so all that to say that I looked up stories about who Bluebeard the pirate was, and Bluebeard is not what you think it is. It's not a pirate at all. Bluebeard was a derogatory term for guys who were less than masculine. Yeah, that's the best way to go with that, I think. But I only looked it up. I only briefly looked it up. I was kind of curious. Anyway, because the legend of Bluebeard the pirate, right? That's a thing, right? Bluebeard was not a pirate. Blackbeard was a pirate. Yeah. Rum and Sailor Jerry spiced rum. We could do another rum episode. That'd be worth doing. Mr. Great Shot would chip in some money for the Blue. And so what we might do is do a super chatathon. We'll just go with 12 hours or 9 hours and see, if I could, like I said, if I can raise $450 through super chat or $500 through super chat, Bluebeard, $1,000, the full Blue Dome. I'll go full in. Oh, Dr. Pepper and spiced rum. Oh, of course. If I do go blue, I wish to play Eiffel 65. I'll look and see if I can get the rights. What that would cost me. Da da dee da boo da da doo dee da boo da. Yeah, no. Maybe we'll see. Jack of all trades is the perk. Yeah, see, Jack of all trades sounds kind of low rent, if you know what I mean. Jack of all trades, polymath, Renaissance man, but polymath has this connotation to it that you're you're a man of many disciplines, not just a man of many trades, a man of many disciplines. You know how to do, you don't just know how to do a lot of things, you know of a lot of things. You know, because philosophy isn't a trade, math isn't a trade. Being able to do plumbing and understand Euclidean geometry, those are two, that's a polymath. Being able to do electricity and plumbing, that's a jack of all trades. Doing non-Euclidean geometry, Euclidean geometry, understanding the theorem of a circle, being able to do a rhetorical analysis of a movie or a book. These are disciplines. And also, speaking of discipline, being able to go out and run a mile in under 10 minutes, a 9-minute mile, an 8-minute mile. Even you're a polymath. You're something. It sounds more. I think dignified is the word I'm looking for. It just sounds more, uh, just like you're well studied and applied. You've applied those studies to things. You're not just a book nerd. You're not just you're not just lost in libraries, but you've actually applied these things to something. It's practical knowledge. That's what I like about the term polymath. It's practical knowledge. You can understand basic economics or even semi mid-level economic theory, uh, as well as how to frame a room, as well as how to frame up a wall inside of a room. Work got in the way when I was in Austin. Well, that sucks. I'll be back in Austin in a few more weeks. I'll be back out there. Movie Yellowbeard. Huh. That sounds like a comedy. Um, Definitely a jack of all trades. Jack of many, at least. That's me. Used to read all the time. Eyes going now. Yeah, I don't like to read. I fall asleep real fast when I start reading. Like I was reading the Cartesian principles. What's it called? Motive. Decarte. Um, that's the one. Cognito or sum. Um, I should put that on like a plaque on my wall. Cognito or sum. Um, anyway, I was looking at something on my phone. I don't remember what I was looking up. Anyway, I have zero attention span right now. Some cheaters. I had to what? Oh, once my yeah. My hard pass on that lady. Oh, Carolyn Bryant. Yeah, I mean, I want to go to the fundraiser just to be able to get my questions answered. I have so many questions, and here's the even creepier thing. Like, if I were doing a fundraiser, and I came up to the barrel of some cute little girl, half my age, and I said, "So, I'm looking for a liquor sponsor for my event. Would you think your company would be interested in doing it?" And she gave me the information for the company. I said, "Hey, is there any chance they'd send you out there? Because wouldn't mind having a little bit of eye candy out of the event." That would be creepy as fuck, right? That would be inappropriate and creepy as fuck. That is word for word what she said to me. I gave the info at oldumbledistilling.com. I said, "This is the email address. Send them some info. Chances are they're going to email you back because they're going to want some more information from you." And she said, "Well, are they going to send you? Because we could really use some eye candy at this event." And I was just like, "That is fucking gross, lady." I mean, I was flattered that I was called eye candy, but that's fucking gross. It would be fully and totally inappropriate if the shoe was on the other foot. fucking gross. But she has about as much a chance of winning as I do. Depending on what these Russians do at her fundraising event, I guess. Who would be so proud to announce that in the middle of a damn Specs? Oh yeah, we're gonna have some Russian guys, so I need a whiskey sponsor and a vodka sponsor. I wish I was joking. You can't make this shit up. I mean, I guess you could, but it wouldn't be nearly as cool. A woman named Carolyn Bryant, fully admitting that she's going to have Russians at her fundraiser for some minor district in the state of Texas. Anywho, magnifying glass is clumsy, but it works. I blue dye. No. Once in a blue moon, sure. We'll do all things blue for the show that I do, the Blue Beard. If we raise the $500 for the show that I do, the Blue Beard, we'll do all things blue. We'll do Blue Moon beer. We'll talk about the Blue Moon. We'll talk about the Blue Man Group. We'll do story of Bluebeard. We'll do blue waffles. We'll do everything. I take that back. We won't do blue waffles. That's gross. Don't Google it. Do not Google it. I warned you. Gotta go out of the library. That's a fragolutely. Yeah. I mean, studying helps you expand your mind, but it only matters if you apply it. Cognito ergo sum 31. Tattooed on my right arm. Ooh, cool. Tater Dom's in the house. Cheers, Dom. Dom is in the house. Y'all let me know if y'all see William Hall's if y'all see William Hall joining chat. And for me, I had to get my first set of cheaters when I was getting my master's degree. I was about 30. When was this? 2010 when I got my master's degree. So between the ages of 33 and 35, I had to get my first set of cheaters. And it was shortly after my statistics course when I decided to start studying the Bayes theorem during breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. I was hitting it 4 times a day, trying to understand those principles and those theorems. And that was when I noticed my eyes starting to falter a little bit. That was when it was for me. Big Angry Phil is going live. Well, good for Phil. Phil's going live. I'm only going to be on for another hour, so it's fine. Why is it doing that? Stop it, you piece of shit. There we go. So have a great night, Corey. Take care of yourself, man. We will see you another day. So yeah, I mean that's actually the YouTube changing the requirements. I've noticed everything in the shorts feed being a little fucked up lately, and everything else being a little fucked up lately as far as views and watch time and everything goes. But I have seen a steady uptick in watch time, so I'm doing something right when it comes to SEO and watch time and all that other stuff. But YouTube changing the rules is going to. I don't think it's going to be a huge game changer. It does open up some fairly. From all the research that I've done, and not being monetized, I can't tell you for sure, but all the research that I've done, it says that people who are monetized make more money off of T-shirts and merchandise than they do off of ad revenue, and that makes sense. And me being a company, the head of a company, the Old Humble Distilling Company. We sell whiskey. That's what we do. We sell whiskey. I don't really care about Geico advertising on my channel. I don't really care about LifeLock or whoever advertising on my channel. I don't need to see Ford commercials. before my videos or anything like that. I certainly don't want to see uh, uh, Jack Daniels or Maker's Mark advertising before my shows. Um, and if I do see that shit, then I 100% guarantee I'll start advertising my whiskey on their videos before their shit. But if I can connect my channel to a store, a merchandise store, where I can have drop ship T-shirts, drop ship hoodies, drop ship stickers, done, boom, done and done. We'll put a damn Teespring store. We'll connect up the Teespring store to the videos, done and done. Connect up my online market for my bottles, my online website for the bottles to the YouTube channel. Done and done. Do it in a heartbeat. Like the videos, buy some whiskey. We'll have a drink together. Let's do it. Doing super chats and stuff like that. I don't expect to make a lot, but $50 a month, $100 a month, shit, $20 a month. Then that can go back into either better equipment, lights and a better computer and another monitor, back into better equipment, or it can go into advertising my website so that I can sell more whiskey. That's it. That's, it's a modest proposal. It's a approachable plan. I need to come up with ideas to do super chats and stuff like that. But we'll figure it out. I'll do it. We'll change the flow. We'll change the philosophy. We'll change the engineering of Steve Erpenbeck's in the house. We'll change the engineering of the programming to make it fit. We go from being whatever the fuck this shit is to to something a little bit more polished, and we'll continue to polish it a little bit more as we progress. Top Shelf Dustin is in the house. Cheers, Dustin. You want to see Depends commercials for my stuff? That would be something. I don't know if I've ever seen Depends commercials on YouTube, to be completely honest. That would be funny as hell. And you can't afford. Oh, I could definitely afford to advertise on their channel. It is not nearly as expensive as you think. Not that I've looked into it. Sunflowers in the sack. Good night, sunflowers. Like your plan for the channel. Provide a nice list of plans and features. Let me slow down. I was afraid you may slow down now that the whiskey is flying off the shelves. Oh no, whiskey flying off shelves makes me move faster. It fuels the engine, so to speak. Makes things move more prodigiously faster. And I need to look at something real quick. Yeah, so that's yeah, no, I'm not slowing down at all. Not at all. 2.5. But I am trying to manage the scope of the YouTube aspect, the media aspect. Because the whole point of having the YouTube channel, I'm not a YouTuber with a distillery, I'm a distiller with a YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel is supposed to support the distillery. The distillery doesn't support the YouTube channel. So it's job one has been, and will continue to be, make whiskey, sell whiskey. And job two, doing YouTube shit, exists in the context of helping the channel, or the channel helping the distillery sell whiskey. Same thing with the Facebook page, same thing with the Twitter feed, same thing with the Instagram, same thing with I should probably do better on TikTok, but fuck TikTok, I don't care. TikTok's garbage. Barry Benjamin Life is in the house. Cheers, Ben. Welcome to the party. Being too busy. Oh yeah, exactly. But see, that's just the thing. If I'm making the whiskey, if I'm spending more time in the distillery making the whiskey, then I turn on my happy hours turn into afternoon afternoon chats, afternoon gab fest, behind the scenes type of stuff with the distillery. And instead of doing a Wednesday night happy hour, I do a Wednesday afternoon behind the scenes label party, or whatever. We just move it into the distillery, move it into the day. And the ironic thing is that if the distillery is being more productive, then I have more time on my hands. I mean, there's a lot of running around, a lot of hustling to push that boulder up the hill. But once that boulder starts running and starts rolling on its own, then I can afford to hire people. And I guess the nature of my busyness changes, because I'm not the one on the road selling the whiskey like I am now. I have other people on the road selling the whiskey, and I'm the one at home making the whiskey. Um, and then eventually I hire a distilling assistant or a distiller to replace me, and then my role moves even further into the back office where I'm handling paperwork and concept shit. Uh, but good God, can't imagine the length of my beard when I start doing that. It's probably going to be down here to my chest. Whew. Let me move the camera down a little bit because it looks like there's a whole bunch of. That's better. So yeah, I mean that's the nature of the beast. Um, Over time, the nature of my job changes, and that's the idea. Eventually, the nature of my job will change to the point where I won't have a job anymore. I have people to do that shit, and I'll have to retire because I'll be too old to do it. It's entirely possible. If you're all here later, I'll check back. All right, well, Ben will be back later. That's cool. I'm going to scroll that up a little bit. I have, what time is it? 11:03. I have 57 minutes left. Oh, I dropped a bottle. What is that? Oh, a bottle of liqueur. That was a bottle of coffee liqueur that fell on the ground over there. Cool. So I have 57 minutes left. We're going to sit back and relax. So a year ago, in June of last year, I was chasing 600 subscribers. We were working towards our goal of 100,000 views. Actually, I think June, by June, I was pushing towards 250,000 views. I think I'd passed the 100,000 views goal, or maybe I was still pursuing the 100,000 views goal. And that was June. I was doing Tuesday night topical show, Wednesday night happy hour, Thursday night trivia, Friday night live music. 4 shows a week. Four shows a week in June of 2022. That was a lot of fucking shows. That was a lot of, yeah. I mean, we're gonna slow down. I'm not doing four live shows a week anymore. I'm hopefully never gonna do that again. Yeah, I transfer from the live shows to a recorded upload. Instead of doing an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, a live show. The hell, my trivia shows last June were 45 hours worth of watch time. Yeah, it's good times, but I don't want to do that anymore. Getting back to focusing on the important stuff, focusing on the stuff that we need to do. I'm going to be going on vacation at the end of July. I'm going to be going on another little retreat at the end of June before July 4th. A little opportunity to sit in a closed off environment and gather my thoughts and plan out the second half of the year. It's a very exciting opportunity. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a big second half of the year. I feel it. I mean, we're gonna break back into specs with our Boomtown Bourbon. I am actively considering adding a gin, looking at adding a vodka line, looking at adding my brandy, looking at adding the possibility of adding a rum, or possibly even a mezcal. A bourbon barrel aged mezcal. That's a real possibility. That's a very real possibility. From the Old Humble Distilling Company. A bourbon barrel aged mezcal. But things to think about. Things to think about. Would y'all be interested in a mezcal? Would y'all be interested in something like that? I mean, we will be available online. The fuck is going on with my microphone? We will be available online, so y'all will be able to order our whiskey starting next. Well, it was going to be this by now this month, but it looks like it'll be next month now. Hi and bye. Would you be interested in mezcal? I mean, I'd be interested in mezcal, I think. I'm not sure. What do we got here? Who's here? Dom's in the house. Cheers, Dom. I may wrap this up at 11:30. We have our new blue label. I don't have any of them here, but we have our new blue label Boomtown Bourbon being released next month and hitting stores this month. No, I'm sorry. Being released at the beginning of July and hitting stores at the end of July. Who dat? Steve Urbanbeck. You cannot imagine tequila aging. It would be weird. It would put a weird aroma into the distillery. I'm not gonna lie. It would put a weird aroma. But on the other hand, not anything I couldn't get used to. I mean, shit, I got used to the smell of bourbon permeating the distillery. I don't know of a lot of people who drink mezcal. I don't know how popular a drink. I mean, that wouldn't. It strikes me as nothing more than a niche. The first time I heard mezcal was when I watched The Cowboy Way in the 1990s. That's what Pepper drank. He drank mezcal. He ordered mezcal when he went to the steakhouse in New York. Mezcal. I don't know. 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 Anyway, whatever. Who cares? Whatever. What are we gonna do tonight? What else are we gonna do tonight? We've got no questions from chat. Got no. What do y'all want to do? What do y'all want to talk about? What do y'all want to see? What do y'all want to hear? What do y'all want to know? I mean, what do y'all know that's been in the news lately? Anything good in the news? Best damn birthday present I could ask for is that son of a bitch being arraigned. Oh, it was beautiful. I was so fucking happy yesterday. I was so fucking happy watching the news yesterday. It brought great joy to my heart, put a big smile on my face. Are any of y'all still triggered by beer cans? We'll talk about all the. Kurt's in the house. What's up, Walter? Cheers, my man. This is my last drink of the night. I'm beginning to feel it a little bit. But yeah, that was a great day yesterday. Going to Beaumont, I had a great burger yesterday at the Burger Depot. Oh my god, that burger was like fucking this big. It was amazing. And watching the news. Such joy. Do I have plans to make a single malt? That is a great question, Mr. Great Shot, and I am happy to answer that question. Yes, I do have plans to make a single malt. Now here's an interesting idea. about rice whiskey. Where's my rice whiskey? Is it? Nope. Rice whiskey, rice whiskey, rice whiskey. This one? No. This one? No. This one? No. Orishi. Where the hell did it go? I had rice whiskey. Hold on. Well, son of a bitch. I must have tossed the bottle. I must have finished it and tossed the bottle. Is it down here? Is it over here? Is it back there? With gin, banana liqueur. I must have tossed it. Oh, motherfucker. There it is. It was right there in the front. So this is rice whiskey. Rice whiskey, because of the nature of rice, rice is a very neutral grained, neutral flavored grain. It's high in starch, low in sugar, converts sugar, starches to sugar, does all the stuff. It acts very much the same way as malted barley acts, except that with rice you need to add a fungus to help convert the starches to sugars. But with barley you don't, because you malt the barley. But it acts the same way in that it absorbs the flavors from the barrels really well. It's a neutral flavor all by itself, but it really absorbs the flavor of the barrels. So a rice whiskey tastes a lot like a scotch. So I kind of have plans to make a single malt, but I also have plans to make a rice whiskey. And if they taste within the ballpark of the same as each other, I might just make the rice whiskey. But I haven't really decided which direction I want to go with that. I'd like to do a single malt because single malts are popular and single malts do, make a great single malt whiskey. You make a great single malt whiskey, right? But if I can make a good rice whiskey that tastes an awful lot like the single malt. The drawback with the rice whiskey would be that it's a smaller market of people who are willing to try it because it's different, it's unusual, it's weird. They don't know what it tastes like until they drink it, right? But if you see single malt whiskey on the label, you know what a single malt whiskey tastes like. So I should probably go with the single malt to go to the stores and the rice whiskey to keep in the distillery. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still working on that plan. I'm still trying to figure out which direction to go with that. I would like to release one next year, in 2024. Release one of those two things next year. Just haven't decided which one I want to release, and maybe both of them. Maybe do them side by side. Rice and single malt in the distillery, single malt to the stores. But you're right, Dustin. A 5-year single malt, Old Humble single malt would be quite awesome. Old Humble Tilted Kilt single malt. No, Tilted Kilt is a restaurant chain, isn't it? Yeah, Tilted Kilt is a restaurant chain. I can't call it a Tilted Kilt. Denim Kilt. I call it the Denim Kilt. The Khaki Kilt. The Old Humble Khaki Kilt single malt. Maybe not. No, I'll think of something to name it. Macbethian single malt. No, I don't like that. I'll think of something to call my single malt. But maybe we'll just call it the Old Humble 5-year single malt. Drop it into a 5-year barrel in the next couple of days, couple of weeks. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what we can figure out. Does rice have the mouth feel as barley? Rice does. Yeah, the rice whiskey, I mean, it tastes like scotch. It absolutely tastes like scotch. if you didn't know it was rice whiskey, you wouldn't know it wasn't Scotch. They taste remarkably the same. It has the same consistency, the same flavor, the same aromas. You age it in you blend together a batch that aged in bourbon barrels and sherry barrels. You blend them together, and boom, it tastes like Scotch. I kid you not. The difference is that rice whiskeys tend to cost like $70. Single malts you can get from 40, 50, 60 bucks and up. So the cheapest rice whiskey that I've ever found has been 70 bucks. So, you can get single malts for less than that. So, yeah, there's that. And we're not the first rice distillery. We're not the first rice distillery in Texas. MKT does it. There's another distillery that does rice. We'd be like the third or fourth. Rice is a Suti, S-U-T-I. I don't know what that is. Rice is a popular grain in Texas. It is not a very popular distillation grain yet, but we got a lot of rice in Texas. Rice is the second largest rice growing region in the United States and the fourth largest rice growing region in the world. The first two largest rice growing regions being Japan and China. We are behind. Sioux Tea is also in Texas. Really? Never heard of those guys. I'm going to look it up right now. Sioux Tea Craft Distillery. Oh, hello. Tell me more. Where the hell are they? Kennendale, Texas. Kennendale, Texas. That is... Huh? Greenville? No. What? Continue. No shit. What are you trying to do to me here? Back. They're trying to send me to Google Maps. I don't want to go to Google Maps. You're not the boss of me. All right. Sioux Tea. I can't spell. T-I Distillery. Sioux Tea Craft Distillery. Kennendale, Texas. Find them on a map. They are Kennendale, Texas. 1,968 likes. That's their Facebook page. I'm going to have to seek these people out. They're up near Dallas. Are they in Greenville? I'll be in Greenville next week. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Web. Well, I mean, 3 hours and 47 minutes, 248 miles away. They are up near Dallas. Okay. Yeah, I think I have a place to go. Cut, close, get out of here. Okay, I'm going to go to the actual map app. That's going to help me out. I will be up in that area next week if it is where I think it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, no, it's outside of Fort Worth. It is nowhere near where I'm going to be. I'm going to be an hour and change away from that place. It is, there it is. It is south and west southwest of Dallas. It looks like it's closer to yeah, it's actually closer to Fort Worth than it is to Dallas. In fact, it looks like it's inside of Fort Worth city limits, or Fort Worth metro side of the Dallas metroplex. Go check those. I'll be up there. I'll have time. I mean, if you got nothing but time on your hands, you might as well go check it out, right? I've got too much time on my hands. All right, let's find out more about Sioux Tea Distillery. let's find out more about these guys. SUTI Distillery. SUTI SUTI Craft Distillery. They are SUTIUSA.com. Tell us more. All right, tell us more. I have never heard of these guys. Am I over 21? Yes. Welcome to Suti Craft Distillery. Our products. There's the product. Oh, you know what? I think I can do this on a website. Add. No, it's gonna be shitty if I do it on my on the computer. Sorry. We're just gonna. So old man, Ruro Duongia, old man. Next one is Ruro du Suti Lion 45. That's I'm not just butchering the words. That's how they're spelled. I'm doing my best. This is a Vietnamese heritage family that has opened this place. You can buy our spirits in person directly from our distillery in Kennedale, Texas. By state law, customers limited to 2 bottles per person, so they're not distributed. Can I buy online? Unfortunately, no. Not yet at least. September 2022. They're a relatively new distillery. Very cool. Very interesting. Tell me more. Welcome. Tell me more. Our products. So the Old Man whiskey looks clear. See, their whiskey is clear. That is clear. And then the other Lion 45 is also clear. You can see that's the clear colored whiskey. It is distilled from rice, 90 proof, distilled and bottled by Suti Spirits Company Ltd. Product of USA. Very fucking cool. I am absolutely going to go check these guys out next week when I'm in Dallas. The question is, how far is it away from where I will be staying? Get directions from where I'll be staying. This place is 45 minutes from where I'm staying, so it's not egregious by Texas standards. Huh. All right, well, I'm going to have to go check them out. Thanks for the tip, Dom. Oh, you, my friend, you get a prize. I don't know what the prize is going to be, but you get a prize. You get my appreciation. That's what you get. You like to have some of that? You get some appreciation? I got some appreciation for you. 45 minutes from where I'm staying. I've got a tasting at 5 o'clock on Friday, so I'm driving in on Friday. I'm driving in on Friday. Driving in Friday for the tasting. I guess I could leave early and go for the tasting on Friday. Go to Suti first, and then go to the tasting. Pack an extra 2 hours into my schedule. It's a 3 hour and 45 minute drive, though. What a pile of shit. Anyway, winner for one fist bump. Vanessa Kitty, what do you know about Descartes? Descartes. I keep saying Descartes. It's Descartes. Because he's French and he doesn't pronounce. I swear, the French are the laziest fucking people when it comes to pronunciation of their words. They just quit. There's 3 or 4 more letters and they're just boudreaux. There's an EAUX, motherfucker. You're just gonna go, oh. Come on, man. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. 7.75. 255 divided by 60 is 4. Shit, I need like twice as much watch time, guys. God damn. I'm going to wrap this up in 30 minutes and I'm not going to have 11 hours of watch time. I fart therefore I stink. Philosophy and mathematics. We named the Cartesian. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I told people. Cartesian coordinates. He also did weather, investigations of weather with barometric pressure readings. Analytical geometry. That's right. Analytical geometry. Applied mathematics for. He applied mathematics to calculus. He something with the cone. He had something to do with gravity and the cone and ballistics, and of course, I think therefore I am. Um, the much more famous postulate of the original statement, I drink, therefore I am. He was never assaulted by the Inquisition, but his writings were banned by the church after his death. A devout Catholic who studied in Protestant universities and Protestant universities and countries. Dude was an all-around badass. He was independently wealthy. He sold all of his possessions when he was in his 20s and bought bonds in order to give himself a regular income and living. So he was obviously a man of means in order to buy enough bonds so that he could have a steady income, a living wage, if you will. He was on the front end of rationalism, reason, the front end of the Age of Enlightenment. He was a principal figure in the establishment of the rigorous doctrine of the scientific method. Dude was just an all-around badass. I don't wish he was my dad, but I really do wish I knew him. I feel like he would have had the best wine all the time. Like, dude would have been like, yeah, we got this wine from my friends over in the Arbor. It's fantastic wine. You should definitely try it. Although I'd probably get tired of that voice. No lie. I'd probably get real tired of it. All right. So, okay. Distillery news. Let's wrap this up. It's half past. Is it half past? Yeah, it's half past. Let's wrap this up. Distillery news. You will be able to buy our whiskey online in the next 30 days. It will be delivered to your door. William Hall, you have not shown your face, but I assume you've seen you're out there lurking somewhere. William Hall, your package is in the mail. I have a tracking number. I'm watching it daily. You should receive it in the next 2 days. You should. UPS lost a package, by the way. Was his wife Lucy Louvie? I don't think he ever got married. He had a child, but I don't think he ever got married. Was his wife Louvie DeCartes? Louvie DeCartes. Luvyde? Louvida Cart. There's a joke in there, and I'm not finding it. But no, I don't think he ever got married. He did have a child. He had a romantic affair with a servant girl at the house where he was staying. So what site has the online ordering for you? It'll be set up probably in the next 2 weeks. We're working on finishing everything out and getting everything set up. But it'll be my site, oldhumbledistilling.com. You click on the button and it'll send you to the checkout lane where you can buy the whiskey. Would they be fun people if you were trapped on a desert island with a With a captain? Oh, Lovey. I see, Lovey. Yes, that's Lovey. I got you. Because he was the professor and she was, yeah, Lovey. Because oh yes, we have the best wine from the arbor. Yeah, okay, I get it. He was the Thurston Howell character. It takes me a minute, but I catch up pretty quick. Um, Absolutely, Vanessa. Didn't you get a couple of bottles? Didn't you get a couple of bottles? Didn't you win? Was it Vanessa that won the bottles? Didn't you win the bottles in September last year? The trivia bottles, didn't you? I thought you won a couple because you built you built something, some leather box table something, didn't you? I'm remembering something wrong, I think. Yeah. I haven't fucking lost my mind. We got a small enough community I can still remember every individual detail forever and ever on it. Well, thank you, Dom. I appreciate that. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there as well, both biological and adopted and adoptologicals. Y'all are the real deal. Um, uh, Fatherhood's a real fucking deal. And bravo to you guys. It's your day. It's your day. Soak it up. Enjoy it. You know, we don't do big extravagant shit for Father's Day. We get to go out and cook our own beef. We go cook our own meat. Father's Day's a Father's Day's a cool thing. I like it. I like it a lot. It's you know, I mean, like I said, we don't do a big monumental thing like every year for Mother's Day. We bring breakfast in bed to my lovely wife. We make something, we bring her breakfast in bed. For Father's Day, man, all I want to do is sit on the back patio, cook up some beef, and have a beer. That's all. I just want to chill out and relax. One fucking day where I don't have to like be like in charge of everything. It's a good thing. It's a good feeling. And then after that, I'll be in charge of everything again. The other 364 days, I'll be in charge of everything again. It's fine. But Father's Day is the one day. The one day, you know, truth be told, is still I'm in charge of everything. But it's the one day where it's just like, you know what? Just let the world fucking spin. I don't have to spin it today. The world's just gonna spin. It's gonna be fun. So happy Father's Day to you guys. Cheers. You bought some tripod feet for the tripod stool. They function well in soft soils and sand and snow. Snow? My bottles don't work in snow. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, but yeah, all four brands are going to be available through our online portal. OldHumbleDistilling.com. There will be a buy now button instead of a find now button. You'll be able to buy the brand, buy the label through our online store, and it will be delivered to your door in compliance with international and interstate shipping laws. Uh, we're also moving aggressively towards the monetization goal of 4,000 views or 4,000 watch hours. We are within striking distance of the next 60 to 90 days. I feel it in my bones. And then when we get there, we'll do a super chat marathon. And if we raise $500 in the super chat marathon, this goes blue. We will re-blue the beard. And then I'll probably shave it off entirely because I won't put up with that shit. God damn. I'll probably have a couple of videos promoting that idea as we get close to it. And then that I think that's it. I really do. We don't have a lot of news coming out of the distillery. It's summertime. We usually take a light load in the summertime. I'm doing a lot of road shows. I'm going to the stores. I'm promoting the whiskey. I'm on the road a lot. Family time, family vacation, family. This is when the kids are off school, so we're spending a lot of time together. We have that opportunity in the summer. I take advantage of it. I will be taking a bit of a sabbatical at the end of June, leading up to the 4th of July. We may have a 4th of July extravaganza this year. I haven't decided whether or not that's going to happen. It may be on the 5th of July. We may do a 5th of July extravaganza. 4th of July is on a Tuesday, right? 4th of July is on a Tuesday. It might be a 7th of July extravaganza on that Friday. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. I am officially a year older as of today. As of the airing of this episode, as of this live episode, I am officially a year older than I was last time y'all saw me. I still won't tell you when my birthday is, but y'all can figure it out probably if you try hard. So that puts me at, what is it? 472, I think, is my publicly acknowledged age. Is it 472, 481, 486? I don't remember. It's 400 and something. I don't remember what the exact years are that I've publicly acknowledged, but somewhere in the 400s, 400 and change. Late 400s, 460s, 470s, 400 in that range. So, yeah, y'all, don't want a day over 65. You should see me with my shirt off and the lights off. I look like Brad Pitt. With the lights off. I look like I absolutely look like Brad Pitt. 9 times 7.75. 302 divided by 60. All right, 5.5 hours. I'll take 5.5 hours for the show. That's fine. Not really promoting the live shows like I used to anyway. And I think that's it. I think we're going to call it a night. I'm tired. I have cake, ice cream. I think I'm going to call it a night. You, fine people. You, look, this is what I want y'all to do. All right, look. You folks, all 3 of you who are currently out there, both 2 of you, 3 of you, maybe 4, 2. Let's go with 2. Both of you out there watching right now. Life is long as you want it to be, right? This is a terrible night to do a live because I started against Mash and Drum. Who's Mash and Drum? Oh, I know Mash and Drum. I don't give a fuck about other people doing their shows. I do my show. They do their shows. Everybody does their own fucking show. It's fine. Every night has somebody doing something. I ain't worried about that. So here's what you do. You plant seeds and you grow a garden. And in that garden will be fruit that bears on the vines. And you pluck that fruit and you harvest the seeds and you plant a fresh garden. And every single one of those fruits will produce enough seeds to plant an entire garden. Right? But that's a seasonal harvest. That is planting seeds for harvest that you will enjoy. Everybody should plant seeds at least once in their life that they will never, ever see live or grow to its full potential. You plant seeds for trees that other people will enjoy the shade. You plant seeds for trees that will bear fruit that other people will enjoy. That's the mission of mankind. We can always live our lives for ourselves. We can always tend our garden, and harvest our fruits and enjoy the bounty of our own harvest. But we should also not only plant those seeds for the bounty of the harvest that we can enjoy, but plant the seeds for a bounty of harvests for others to enjoy. Plant trees that you'll never sit under the shade. Plant trees to the fruit you'll never eat. Do things that generations from now will look back and see that you've done something significant. Nobody wants to look at a tombstone. Nobody needs to look at a burial placard. But everybody wants to look at a legacy. And that's the challenge for mankind. It's not just being, it's not just tending your garden, although it is all of our responsibility to tend our own garden. It is also our responsibility, our obligation to our children and our children's children to do things that leave the world a place for them to inherit. Not just for us to harvest, but for them to inherit. So take that as your takeaway. All this other shit. Descartes did it. Descartes. God, I always mispronounce his name. Always. Descartes did it. He was thinking, I can leave the world a place that's better than I found it. All of the philosopher polymaths from the 1600s and 1700s, all of the folks that came before us, we stand on the shoulders of giants. You could be one of those giants. We can grow even taller than they ever dreamed to be, and we can stand on on their shoulders as we stand on the shoulders behind us, and can see much further when you stand on shoulders of giants. And you can be the giant and let others stand on your shoulders. Tend a garden. Tend a good garden. Tend a fucking orchard. An orchard that bears fruit for generations. And that's how we make a world a better place. You don't have to change the world. You don't have to change the whole fucking world. You just have to change your corner. And if everybody focuses on their corner, eventually you got a bunch of fucking awesome corners. So do that thing. Mash and Drum gets 500 viewers. That's a lot of viewers. He probably has 100,000 subscribers too. Most people get hyped over 50 at best. Yeah, that's true. I'm down. I'm happy with what I got. I enjoy what I do. That's what it is. I enjoy what it is that I do. And if y'all enjoy what it is that I do, then that's all that really matters. I'm working on doing better, trying to get better equipment, trying to grow this fucking thing. But I've said it before. I said it earlier tonight. I'm a distiller with a YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTuber with a distillery. There are YouTubers with distilleries. I don't really compete with those guys though. They're I don't compete with their YouTube channel, and they don't compete with my distillery. So it all works out good. Guys, I think it's time. I'm gonna go have some cake. It's 1:45. It is almost tomorrow. And since it is almost tomorrow, keep looking towards that. See what you can do about making it a better tomorrow every chance you get. Be awesome to each other. 5.5. I'm good with 5.5 hours. We'll grow this shit. We'll keep growing it. YouTube isn't a great way to make... No, YouTube is a terrible way to make money. It is a terrible way to make money. It's a fucking horrible way to make money. But it's a great way to promote your business. A surprisingly great way to promote your business. So that's what we do. Be awesome to each other. Continue to be awesome to each other. You can't eat your cake and have it too. I can't eat my cake to have it too. And that guy fucking died in prison. Ted Kaczynski died in prison. I should do an episode on the Unabomber. That's my next episode in the Unabomber. That dude's a fucking American folk hero. He's a villain, an absolute villain. But if he would have just kept his mouth shut, if he'd have just kept his fucking mouth shut. But no, he had to have his manifesto published. Psh, what a piece of shit. What a fucking idiot. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, I am the old humble guy. You're not, but you don't have to be. Continue to be awesome to each other, and until next time, I mean, I don't know, fucking tend your garden or something. Well, I'll see you again. Cheers, and good night.